عن عمرو بن الأحوص الجشمي رضي الله عنه أنه سمع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في حجة الوداع يقول بعد أن حمد الله تعالى وأثنى عليه وذكر ووعظ ثم قال: ألا واستوصوا بالنساء خيرا فإنما هن عوان عندكم ليس تملكون منهن شيئا غير ذلك إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة فإن فعلن فاهجروهن في المضاجع واضربوهن ضربا غير مبرح فإن أطعنكم فلا تبغوا عليهن سبيلا ألا إن لكم على نسائكم حقا ولنسائكم عليكم حقا فحقكم عليهن ألا يطئن فروشكم من تكرهون ولا يأذن في بيوتكم لمن تكرهون ألا وحقهن عليكم أن تحسنوا إليهن في كسوتهن وطعامهن رواه الترمذي وقال حديث حسن صحيح. Amr ibn Ahwas Jushami radiyallahu anhu narrates. He's a Sahabi who was narrated to a hadith that he heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam saying during the Hajjatul Wida, after praising and glorifying Allah and reminding and admonishing that treat women kindly because they are like captives in your possession. You possess nothing of them except that you have intercourse with them and their duty to safeguard your own honor and to protect your wealth. If they commit an openly immoral action, then do not share their beds and strike them in a way that does not cause injury. Then if they obey you, do not look for any pretext to cause them harm. Know that you have rights over your women and your women have rights over you. Your right over them is that they do not permit anyone to come to your bed and that they do not permit anyone whom you disapprove into your house. Know that their right over you is that you treat them well in respect of their clothing and food. So, on the occasion of Hajjatul Wida, when Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam knew that the time of his demise was drawing close, and this was the biggest gathering of Sahaba that he had, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used that opportunity to emphasize the rights of women, that they be treated kindly, and liken them to captives because they leave everything, right? They leave their family, they leave their home where they grew up, and they come. So like captives need to be treated kindly, but all the more reason women need to be treated kindly because they now totally commit themselves to the husband's home and to the husband's family. And then Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that if you get angry with your wife for some reason, then you can separate in the marital bed, sleep separately till things calm and cool down. And then your wife realizes you're upset and hopefully the situation is remedied. And if need be, وَضْرِبُوهُنَّ ضَرْبًا غَيْرَ مُبَرِّحٍ, then strike them in a way that does not cause injury. Now, this has to be understood in context. Many times people, object, non-Muslims, that the Quran says, وَضْرِبُوهُنَّ, hit them, that men should hit their wives. And the Hadith says, hit them. But if you look at the words of the Hadith, it doesn't just say hit them. It says strike them in a way that does not cause injury. There's no permission here for wife battering or for abuse. There's permission here to make a point. Like if somebody hits their hand on the table, you're making a point. Sometimes you hit somebody's hand with your hand to make a point, to draw their attention. You're not hitting them as in a physical abuse. You're doing something. Abdullah ibn Masud said it's like for example, take a miswak and you tap your wife on the hand. You're trying to draw her attention to the fact that there's something that's upsetting you. There's no permissibility for beating your wife or abusing your wife. And this also it is to be done when there's when there's a chance that it will draw her attention and it will make her realize that my husband is really upset. I need to try and understand what's upsetting him and try and remedy the situation. That's the context in which it is mentioned in the Quran. Because the tafsir of what's in the Quran is in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This hadith, the Nabi of Allah clearly states in a way that does not cause any harm or injury. So there's no license here to smack your wife. The hadith we discussed last week clearly prohibits that, to beat her, to bash her, to physically discipline her. Nothing of that sort. And also, when it comes to anything, in the Quran and Sunnah, you look at all of the guidelines and all of the instructions combined. Look at all the ahadith when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam talks about kind treatment to your wives. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that the right of you over your wife is that she must not allow people into your home that you dislike to come into your home and to sit and to be informal. Because in the time of Jahiliyyah, that was a norm. Strange men would come and converse, with women without considering it immoral. And her right over you is that now she's done a lot for you. You need to take care of her needs, her clothing, her food. Like the hadith we discussed last week, you feed her the same kind of food that you eat or would like to eat, and the same kind of clothes quality in terms of what you prefer for yourself. So that's the context in which we need to understand this hadith. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala grant us the tawfiq and understanding. After the break, the Palestine report.
This is Sabahul Muslim. إن ربي لسميع الدعاء. Indeed, my Lord is